Hello students of class 6, welcome to the online tutorial classes for Vidya Bhavan High Secondary School. This is the life science video and the topic that I will discuss, it is the digestive system and it is the part 10. It is the last video from this chapter, okay, and also it is the last video for your this unit. And it is today I'll start with the indigestion. I've already discussed the process of the digestion, the digestive glands, the alimentary canal parts and everything summarized up, and today I will start with the indigestion. So till now we discussed about the digestion process. So now we are talking about the indigestion. So what is that indigestion? Indigestion means when we consume some food but it can't digest in our alimentary canal. Due to, it can be many causes are there, underlying many causes are there. It can be possible that the food is very rich or very oily, or something can be possible that we have any disease in our body, or something can be possible like also there are lacking of any digestive juices are there, or any dysfunctioning is happening in our body. So this can be possible. Okay, so we all are known about it, like some burning sensation happening in our stomach. So it felt discomfort due to the stomach, and being always feeling that our stomach is full. A feeling of fullness is very common in this part. So the common symptoms of the indigestion, let me discuss. So the symptoms. So firstly, I'll discuss about the abdominal pain. Abdominal pain, and also you can call heartburn. So when we have this indigestion, we have some burning. We are undergoing with some burning sensation towards our heart on this upper part of this our stomach, and sometimes it is the abdominal pain also can be happen, and we used to administer it with the medicines, okay, and some of this homemade food also can be by this can be easily shorting out these problems. Next, the bloating. Bloating means the feeling of fullness or feeling of the full stomach, okay. Next is excessive gases. So gas can be formed in our stomach, and it can be also passed, and it is a very difficult problem, and we used to administer it with the medicines. Next, the nausea and vomiting. So nausea means the feeling of vomit. Okay, all the time it feels like just we want to vomit the foods out. Okay, whatever we are getting, we have to vomit it out. So this feeling is called the nausea, and the vomiting is to vomit something out from our body. Okay, next up, burning sensation in the stomach. Something like burning sensation is happening because sometimes high acid forms but the foods are not get digested. So due to this high acid concentration, the burning sensation can be seen. Okay. Next, the causes of this indigestion. These causes are very common. You all know about that. Like eating very spicy or oily foods can be a problem. Like lying down soon after meals. So you have to walk. You have to do something. If you are lying down after your full meal, then it can't be digested. Okay. And overeating. Sometimes we get the tasty foods, we eat via our need, excessive to our need, and it is very dangerous. So if we eat in very large amount, then it can be indigestion. Next, the drinking too much water between meals. So it can make the liquefy our digestive juices. So that is why it can be also problem. So drinking alcohol and something cold drinks with meals, it can be also a very important cause of the indigestion. We have this idea about that if we have an indigestion, we can get some cold drinks, but it is not right. It can also lead to the indigestion. Indigestion can be prevented by maintaining healthy eating habits, eating the small meals and after the frequent times. Okay, and using the regular meals, not to eat the high rich calorie and high fat meals. Okay, eating properly cooked foods, not the half cooked foods, and avoiding fried and oily items. So there are some good habits that maintain it in our life that can be make us healthy. Okay, eat a balanced diet comprising the optimum amounts of all food groups. We have to take foods from all food groups like carbohydrate, protein, fat, vitamin, minerals. It is the common thing. And after that, food groups means cereal, pulses, meat, fish, egg, vegetables, root fibers, everything. We have to get the foods from every food groups regularly. It will be better for our body, as well as we have to drink a good amount of the water, not excessive, but a good amount of the water that can also help in our digestion. Next, eat clean and hygienically cooked food, avoid junk food. Do not overeat. Also, do not pose strict dietary control. Both ways can be dangerous. So you don't have to strict your diet like in a very strict manner, and also you have to you have to take the proper amount of the food. Do not overeat. Eat in the regular hours and maintain the hours right. Wash your hands before eating and rinse your mouth after eating. It can also be a very important habit, because if you are not washing your teeth properly and which you are not washing your mouth properly, the food grains can be stuck on your teeth, and it can lead to the dental caries. Okay, so you have to wash your hands before eating, and then you have to wash your mouth after eating. So let me summarize up what the things you now. Like, the process of nutrition involves digestion, absorption, assimilation, and digestions. Next, human have 4 types of the teeth. Like, it's either for biting, canines for tearing, the premolars and the molars for the crushing and grinding of the foods. Next, the digestive system of the humans consists of 2 parts. Like, first is alimentary canal, and second is associated glands, which can secrete the juices. Next, the alimentary canal is a long tubular structure consisting of mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. The associated digestive glands are salivary glands, liver, pancreas. Among them, the liver is the biggest. The digestion of the food begins from the mouth and completed in the small intestine. And only in the large intestine the absorption procedure happens. The absorption of the food takes place in the small intestine in some parts, and the reabsorption of the water takes place in the large intestine. Undigested insoluble part of the food is digested from our body by the form of fecus. Excess of glucose is stored in the liver as glycogen and as fat in the adipose tissue for further use. Excess of fats are stored under the skin. Excess of amino acid are excreted in the form of urea with the urine from our body. So by this, I'm completing this chapter. I think you understood this properly. Then, thank you.